So, welcome to this episode of Rounders Reconnected, and it's my absolute pleasure to invite Nicolla Weeks onto this episode. So, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I've been chatting a little bit about your illustrious career, but I am so looking forward to hearing more about it and everything that you've achieved within Rounders. It's just so exciting, and so many honours that you've actually received. So
Thank you.
I'm going to start from the beginning about where were you born and what's your first memories of being involved in Rounders?
Absolutely. Wow. I was born in London. So Leighton Whipps Cross Hospital to be just exact.
Oh, perfect. Like the
Yeah.
preciseness.
Yeah, but I've just lived on the edge of Essex, Greater London. And my love of Rounders started at school, actually. I actually had a fantastic teacher who was very passionate about sports. So I was very grateful for that. And the first time I was playing Rounders. It was a fantastic sport. You know, you've got your whole entire team, you know, all different levels of playing together as well, which is great. It was fantastic and inclusive, and I really enjoyed that. And then I'm very lucky that my teacher wrote to my parents and said, there's some England trials. That was at the age of 12.
Oh, wow.
And would you like your daughter to attend? And I went to the trials. It was 2 days, very intense. I think we must have had maybe over 100 people.
Wow. And was that at all your age, so 12, 13, or different ages?
Exactly that. Yeah. So we had
Wow.
under 13s, under 12s, all the way up into adults. So it's very, the age gaps wasn't big at all. It was very competitive, and it was for one squad. So they called it the under 13 squad. And then they had the development squad as well, which is great. So yes, and then once I was very lucky to be selected as a backstop, actually. That was my first position of playing with England Rounders, and I've never looked back since, really. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What? I mean, that is just such a responsible role, isn't it? The
Yeah.
backstop.
Yes.
So you must have had the whole skill set to be able to do it, because you need to catch pass, don't you? Quick reactions,
That's it.
and chuck, as we would say in Yorkshire. You need to be able to throw as well.
Yes, exactly. And, I think a lot of the sports that I played at school helped with my hand and eye coordination. I was very fortunate to play in lots of different sports at school and in different teams. And I think that really helped develop the skills that I needed for Rounders. And very fortunate we have fantastic coaches as well at England Rounders. We had several different coaches at the beginning of our England Rounders career, if you like. And it was very, very, very good with the backstop, having a great triangle. It's very important to have a strong triangle. You may have heard this before. And having that good communication. I think communication is key. And having that with your bowler and your first post. And once you have that chemistry and communication, hopefully the triangle is very strong. And then you've got the core there, and then you've got the rest of the team that are really impactful as well. And once you're cohesive together, it's a dream team.
And what a lovely age, so those teenage years, to learn those skills, not just of the Rounders, of catching and passing and all those sort of skills, but actually around sort of leadership and communication and also a bit of networking there, isn't there? And being able to get on with others, loads of emotional intelligence around that teamwork element as well.
Oh, definitely. I think what's also important is that you're sometimes under pressure. You have different emotions. You may not be playing your best, and having to try and navigate through that at that young age is really interesting. But also to have a community where maybe someone is not having the greatest day, and you're going to be their support, and then the vice versa. And you do really bond and kind of make a Rounders family, really. And you learn that from a young age, which is fantastic. And that community just keeps on growing as well as you get older. And that's where I've always kept rounders very much in my heart, if I'm honest with you. The community, the family feel. You know, rounders, the game doesn't change, but you know, the community does, and it's great, and you just grow with the sport as well. So yeah, and I think the leadership is another key point. I think it's definitely helped me in my older years of, you know, getting a job, for example, interviewing. These are the skills that sports bring, and that you develop from sports as well. And then you bring that into your work life as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so important. I'm going to come back to the pathway, but I want to talk
Yeah.
about your school
Yes.
competitions. Was the local school competitions happening then? We're talking about how many years ago we're talking when you first
Yes.
were at school playing rounders. I don't want to give
Yes.
your age away.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I am yes, 31 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I started, I think it must have been year 5 in primary school.
Yeah.
Was when we started playing the rounders game. So I was trialing just in my first year of secondary school, for England rounders. And yes, there was school competitions, very competitive, especially with the local teams. Yeah, and I think it was one of the sports that a lot of the girls really enjoyed and got very competitive with. We had other sports of netball and hockey, which already had, you know, quite a strong following. But rounders, very much everyone enjoyed it, and everyone wanted to kind of be part of the team. So we had a few teams, playing
Yeah,
together.
it's
Played
one of
against.
those sports that's very inclusive, isn't it?
Yes, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely is. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
very grateful for that. Different levels. You know, you can be the biggest hitter and not be the fastest, and be very core to a team, or you could be the fastest and maybe not the strongest hitter. You know, every element you can bring into rounders. You can have your
Mm,
strengths and your weaknesses, and you can bring it all together to make a really great team, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, fantastic. So great that there was a school competition and quite competitive because that's so important. So you end up on your England pathway as that 12, 13-year-old. Tell us
Yeah.
a bit more about that and the teams you played, the training, your coaches. Tell us a bit more about that and any memories around that and
Of
your
course.
achievements.
Yeah, but the trials, as I said, there was about over 100 of us, and they had to whittle that down to, gosh, I think it must have been maybe 15 of us, I think, in a squad. So as you can imagine, we all got our bibs with our numbers. You know, you're meeting lots of different people all across the country. Um, Everyone's quite nervous, as you can imagine. You know, everyone's saying, okay, what position do you play? You put your hand up, you know, backstop, everything like that. So you can only imagine that is quite intense. But you know, once we finished for the one day, I think we had the second day as well that we had to come back to. And then it was the wait for the email to come through. I think it was an email or phone call, can't quite remember, to say if you've been selected or not. So it's all very much like waiting for for that phone call or letter to come through. And then you get the congratulations, you made it into the under 13 squad. And that feeling, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. To be able to represent your country is an immense you know, privilege, and I took it very, very seriously, and yeah, very grateful, very grateful, because not many people have that opportunity. So I definitely made sure, try to make everyone as proud as possible, but by representing. And the training was amazing. So I think my first coach was called Dave, and he was great. Had a lot of funny banter as well with us. We travelled to Isle of Wight for a competition. I remember once, I think we had a team from Pakistan, I think, came one year.
Oh,
Um,
fabulous.
so it was we had Scotland at that time as well. So we travelled into Scotland. So we had a lot of weekends away as a
Mm.
squad together, which is fantastic. We had some tour tops sometimes. I had a nickname because being backstop, sometimes you have to be a bit loud, and to help the team where to direct the ball when the ball's been hit, for example, you know, second post, fourth post. So my nickname was Gobby.
Love it, love it.
I had that at the back of my my tour top. So everyone had, a few nicknames. We stayed overnight and hotels, dinners, and it was just really nice to be spending time with the team. And parents came along as well, which was great. So parents, got to socialize as well, and flying to Scotland, for example, or going to Isle of Wight. It was great fun, so much fun, so many fantastic memories. That will stay with me, for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Do any stand out from that
Yeah,
younger age, that sort
yeah,
of teenage years? Do
yeah,
any really stand out that are worth telling us, that you can tell us, should I say,
yeah.
about your tour?
Yes, I would say that for me, there wasn't anything in particular as such. It was more just the great fun that we had and the friendship and bond that we had. If I'm honest, it wasn't a particular memory. I think you really understand a team when you're able to look at someone and kind of know what they're going to do, or where they're going to throw, or how they throw it, or have a signal in the pitch. And you get that from building a friendship, really. And yeah, I think that's probably my core memories, is just the pure fun and laughter that we had. We went bowling sometimes, and someone would do something silly, just the little things.
Mm. And
Like that.
I guess you went through the age groups with the same players as well, don't you? I mean, they might have changed a little bit, but
Yeah.
actually the core players, I imagined, went through into adult. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, sort of. So I know that some people did move on to other things. There was some that maybe didn't get through because we'd had to retrial every year. So there was changes in the teams there. I think now, actually, I am the last one from the age of 12. Yeah, I don't think there's.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm the last one standing. Yeah. So yes, I think life happens, and I think different
Mm.
priorities come in, and that's totally understandable. But yeah, I think once you have a core, like you said, and there's different people that come in, it doesn't
Mm.
really matter, really. It kind of just like, come join the family.
And did you see a change in competitiveness as you went into adult rounders?
I think as a team, I would say no. Um, I think with individuals, I would say that not everyone had the same competitiveness when we were younger. But we always knew what the end goal was in the match. But I think as we got older and more mature, I think that we all had the end goal, that training was very serious. Turning up for matches was very serious. So in that respect, yes, I can see that the competitive maybe was more in the adults or the senior squads, but it definitely the competitive was still there. Very, very much so from the beginning. Yeah.
So, are you still in? I didn't ask you at the beginning. I should have asked, shouldn't you? Are you still in the England team now?
Yeah, so it's changed slightly now. So they've decided to have a bit of a reorganization. So we've got a talent pathway, which is great. We've got regional hubs across the country. And then I think they're going to be building up to England squad, and hopefully aiming for the Commonwealth game, which would be
Oh,
absolutely
fabulous!
amazing.
Oh, that is
Um,
exciting, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got the Midlands hubs, they've got the Northwest, I think, Northeast. I think it's only three or four hubs around the UK.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So you'll be one of the senior ones now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, yeah. Trying to cling on to still playing around as long as I can. But yes, I'm also looking at going into coaching as well. That's one of my passions, actually, and I'm sure we'll get onto that. But just the different opportunities that I've had throughout playing rounders, and really finding a passion for, seeing talent and really, driving children or adults into, getting to being the best that you can be, and really utilizing that potential. Um, and especially with children and girls as well. I'm very passionate about that because you get to teenage years and it's sometimes very hard to keep going with sports, especially when everyone else is doing different things. It's different distractions. But when someone is very talented, it's just sometimes you need that guidance and that
Mm.
encouragement. And yeah, I'm very passionate about that. Yeah.
So are you coaching at the moment then?
Not coaching at the moment. I'm actually doing my I've passed my theory for coaching. I've just got to do my practical now. But I've been doing coaching unofficially, in
Yeah.
different sports. And yeah, I've done some school training coaching sessions. I went to Parliament to do a coaching session as well. That was last year, actually. Yes.
Oh, tell me a bit
Yeah,
more about that.
yeah, that was fantastic. That was great fun. So we had a few Parliament members come and join. Just around the corner from Parliament, actually, not too far. So much fun. Teaching different tips, tricks, and then finished off with a fun game at the end. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. It was great.
Yeah. Well, as you say, you have been informally coaching for a long time and obviously have a
Yeah,
real passion for passing on sort of knowledge and but also
yeah,
mentoring and supporting by the sound
definitely.
of it, doesn't it? So have you done much umpiring?
No, that's one I haven't done. Yeah, very, very much at all, actually. Always on the pit on the other side of the pitch, really.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think umpiring is such a tough job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I haven't done that. No.
And we can't be all things to all people. You've done over 20 years in the talent pathway, which is pretty phenomenal, isn't it, from such a young girl? And the last one standing, as you say, which is absolutely awesome. So you've been to the Houses of Parliament,
Yes.
and just recently, but you've been there before, haven't you, for some photo shoots and things? Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, so very fortunate to be part of the women's, it was the England women's sports calendar. So there were 12 athletes, and I was very lucky to be one of the 12. There was Olympians that I met at House of Parliament, as well as an MP. So Dominic Raab, that was there. And it was phenomenal actually to meet such inspiring women, and it was about showcasing, women in sports. And it was a fantastic opportunity to meet them and have a great conversation with them. And just really drive women's sports really, and show that it is great. And yeah,
And what a great
so
opportunity for rounders as well, isn't it?
oh, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, because rounders, I suppose, not when I speak to people, some people don't know about rounders, that there's an England team. So it's great that rounders was able to be included with alongside sports like football, swimming, yeah, and cricket as well, netball. So it was great. It just shows that all these wonderful sports together. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And how was the day at Parliament then? Did you spend
Oh,
the day there, or have you got any really excellent, great memories of it?
yes. Oh, wow. That's the first time I've ever been to Parliament. So it's an incredible building, really.
It is.
um, yeah. So yeah, it was just fantastic to, be in that room. It's very surreal.
Mm,
And as I said, being surrounded by such inspiring women as well.
mm,
I suppose my best memory is really just meeting them and being
mm,
amongst them as well. And everyone's speaking about their sports with such passion,
mm.
as well. So yeah, that's my definitely my core memories. And
Oh.
it's always nice to meet an MP as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the calendar itself was to, raise money for us girls, wasn't it?
Yes,
Have
that's
you
right.
been
Yes.
much involved with that?
No, since the calendar, no, I haven't. But I have been very fortunate to be appointed the national champion with Youth Sports Trust.
Oh,
Um,
fabulous.
yes, yeah. So
Congratulations.
oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And that was a great opportunity for rounders as well to, for just to show that we can do sports in anywhere, and
Mm,
especially rounders is one of those sports which is very accessible, and just keeping children fit as well, in a fun way.
mm.
And during the pandemic, with I think Jenna Downings did a video, an after school club during the because everyone was obviously in lockdown, and weren't able to go outside. So I did an indoor rounders session, a fun one as well, just to keep everyone active and yeah, to keep the children active as well. And yeah, it was great. It was great to be a part of that and to help keep everyone active and all the children, yeah, having fun.
Yeah, and rounders can be played anywhere, can't it? That's the beauty of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about rounders. You can have a few jumpers as your post, as long as you've got a ball and something to hit the ball with. It's there's your game, there's your rounders game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very diverse sport, definitely. And as I said, different levels can play.
Mhm.
So very inclusive. Yeah,
Yeah, and you sort of see now you're sort of been in the England squad for quite some time, and
yeah,
obviously a role model, and being able to get in the public, because so often women's sports not in the public eye, isn't it?
yeah.
So really great that you're in the public eye. Where do you see your role sort of now and in the future around inspiring young people, and particularly young girls, I'm guessing?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I would really like to continue working with charities. Definitely to try and promote also in different areas around the UK as well, and the inclusivity and diversity of rounders. I think that's something that I would like to be a part of, and try and drive that as well. Yeah, I think it's we are going in definitely in the right direction. Participation in rounders is really picking up, and you know we want to get to the Commonwealth Games. It's a sport that everyone loves. It's so exciting when you speak to people, that do come and watch the matches. It's so they're very excited, and the tight scorings of things. And it'd be great to be able to showcase that, and publicize that as well. So yeah, that's what I would like to. And I think finding those talented players. There's so many people out there that haven't been able to access rounders as a sport, and very talented. And it'd be great to see those people progress and do well, and yeah, become successful from that as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
And do you see a sort of role in empowerment of young people as well?
Definitely. I think that's important. I think guidance as well, drive, having that motivation. I think that's very important from a young age, and then having that empowerment, that believing in yourself. I'm very much a person who's very like to motivate, and
Mm,
if that child can have that most self motivation and belief in themselves, that's fantastic.
mm.
Yeah, just one child that can believe in themselves and have that confidence, then I'm a happy lady.
Yeah, and sport just has the power to do that, doesn't it?
Definitely, it really,
Yeah,
really does. You
yeah,
don't even know you're doing different things when it comes to sports. You're so in the zone, and that's
yeah,
what's so great, you know.
yeah. And when you sort of look back, you've still got a lot to do, by the way, and I can see you progressing far. At the moment, at this stage in your life, what's your proudest moment, do you think?
Oh, my proudest moment. That's a good question. I would say that my proudest moment actually was well, there's a few actually. Yeah. One was actually playing against Wales and being one of the last person left in the team for rounders. That was a very proud moment there. I would probably say
And
that.
if I'm right, am I right? If you keep getting rounders,
Yes, yes.
you stay in, don't you?
Stay in. That's right. It was a very tight. I think we were maybe one rounder down as well. And we really needed to get two rounders. And I think I was the last one in. And so is yeah, we managed to win. We did manage to win. So yeah, I was very, very yeah, very lucky there.
I don't think lucky, skilled.
Skills, yes, yeah. Um, but yeah, no, that's definitely one of my proudest moments. Yeah, and also just being part of I think that's doing the session over the pandemic. I
Mm,
think that was one of my proudest moments because I was really grateful to be able to share, some fun sessions for
mm.
children that were in the pandemic, which may be, not able to go outside and just have a bit of fun. So I was very grateful to be a part of that. And I'm hopefully that session did help at least one child, to
Mm.
have a good time when in a time that was very difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah, I imagine more than
Yeah.
one child. So I think,
Yeah.
you know, uh, sessions like that just were just so important, weren't they, in
Yeah.
through the pandemic.
Yeah.
So what's when you sort of reflect on your achievements, what do you feel when you begin to look back? And you're still very
Yeah.
young, so you're not looking back too far, but you've achieved so much from such a young age.
Yeah, I think it's really the I d- yeah, my proudest throughout the career. I'd say I I really treasured being captain as well throughout my rounders. I think I was from under 13s up until under 19s, I think I was, and then vice captain for senior squad. And I really took that responsibility important. I think that's probably my proudest because there was times when we had tough matches, and it was really like bringing the team together. And I'm very grateful to have fantastic team members throughout rounders, really amazing individuals, playing with. And it was just great to be a part of a team like that for so many years. No matter how many individuals left or came in, nothing changed. We all stuck together. I think that was important. So yeah, I'd say that my proudest is that I've also been consistent with rounders. I think that's
Mm,
another thing. To keep doing a sport from the age of 12 all the way up until now and still have that drive, 100%, putting 110%. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I'm a person who likes to do things, at 110%, and it just shows that pure love that I have for the sport and
mm.
the real how much I would love this sport to really take off and you know have so many people participating and feel that passion that so many of the community already feel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can feel that as you speak, and you can feel your
Yeah.
passion for the sport and your big smile every time you mention rounders, which is absolutely lovely. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd really love to mention?
Yeah, I think throughout the years I've had amazing coaches, each with their own different styles as well. Um, I think it's important that I know I've been talking about community, but I've really been friends with some people for many, many years, and I would never have met them if it wasn't for Rounders. I'm seeing that so much now as well, going around to the different hubs, round regional hubs that we're playing at, Northwest, Northeast, and just seeing the different communities and teams coming together. I think Rounders is really one of those sports that are so inclusive, and we just need to get that voice out there of how amazing the sport is.
Mm,
Um, yeah, so I think no, I think I'm very I've had many opportunities as well um with as I was saying about my career as well outside of Rounders. My first job, if it wasn't for Rounders, that's how I got my first job was through Rounders. The person who was interviewing me is very much interested in the extracurricular things that I was doing.
yeah.
I got a bursary at university as well, which was very, very helpful. It had different. I was able to do sports. They had flexibility with my academic. There's financial packages. So these are the sort of things that, if it is voiced out, you can say, okay, look, Rounders isn't just about playing. There's so much more to it as well.
Mm.
Um, I think it was on BBC, Saturday breakfast, I think, at one point.
Oh, do you know,
But
I think I saw that.
yes, yeah, yeah. I've been asked to do a speech at a school as well at a sports awards. So these are just the opportunity, the amazing opportunities that Rounders has brought, and I'm just extremely grateful for the path that I've been on, and I'm very excited for the path going forward as well. Yeah, yeah, that's
But I think
it.
it's, it's not by accident, it's by hard work and dedication that you've got there. You're not just fortunate, you work hard, you train hard, and you compete hard. And to be captain all those years and vice captain is just shows, the level of your peers and your coaches. What they think of you as a player and a leader as well, isn't it? So don't underestimate that, and you as a role model to so many out there, to what you've done and the length of time you've done it. It's phenomenal. It's that,
Oh, thank
absolute
you very
phenomenal
much.
career, and one that I can only see you blossom into further. What work do you want to do when you're finished then?
Yeah, I think I would love to be. So I'd love to be part of the board. And just be a part of the discussions as well to see
Mm,
where we can take Rounders. You know, Also going into schools, I think and I understand that the youth teams was trying to develop that as well, and just to have a bit more availability to different schools as well. I think we need to look at the roots of Rounders and really just blossom from there, really flower
mhm.
from the roots, that's what I say, and the rest
Oh,
will
nice.
happen. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's where I'd like to take that, and definitely women in sports, not just women in sports, just sports in general,
Mm.
um just to yeah, I think that's where I'd like to kind of go,
And
with
make a
that.
real impression on others, which is fabulous.
Exactly.
It is really fabulous. Now, I know you were bursting of loads more to say. Are you sure we've covered everything that you would like
Oh,
to say?
I think so, yes, I think
You've got so much to tell us that I don't want to miss out any of your.
no, no. No, I think that was everything. I mean, yeah, oh, actually, there is more. I have to say that if it wasn't for my parents, honestly, I don't think I would be able to have done it. The reason why I say that is because they drove me most weekends. A lot of the fixtures were up north. It's be like 3 hours, 4 hours driving.
Mm.
Just for training, maybe having to stay overnight at a hotel to make sure that we get there for the 9 o'clock start the next day. So I am extremely grateful for them and to have their support. And I know that I'm very lucky that they were able to do that. And have that dedication, and I know that not a lot of people do have that as well. So this is why I'm also very passionate to make sure it is accessible
Mhm.
for all as well. And I think it's very important. So yeah, no, I'm just extremely grateful for them, because I don't think I'd be able to have played Rounders if it wasn't for them. Yeah,
And I think, just listening to you, having that strong network of people, your coaches and
yeah,
your colleagues and your players and your parents, how important that's been for you
definitely.
to be able to be blossom and be the person that you are now, and to take you in the direction you want to go now. It's been an absolute joy. Thank you,
Oh, thank you so
Nicola.
much for having me. Thank
No, it's
you.
been an absolute pleasure, and you've just got a smile as wide
Oh,
as the video, which is lovely, and you can just see your passion for sport, but also for rounders, and how much you've enjoyed what you've done so far, and how much you're looking forward to the future. So it's been lovely meeting you.
oh, thank you so much, Julia. I really appreciate it. Thank you.